What's up, fam? Welcome back to my channel, 4031 Kitchen. I missed you guys. Today we're gonna cook some tacos de pastor. You might know them as tacos adobada or tacos de trompo. If you ever been down to Baja California, Tijuana, Mexicali, any of these border towns, or maybe a little bit deeper in Baja California, I guarantee that you've seen this meat. You might even tasted it before. So when you go down there, they're gonna have definitely tacos de asada, tacos de lengua, tacos de cabeza. And if you've ever seen that red, it looks like a red meat, like a top almost, and it's kind of rotating on the rotisserie, that is tacos de pastor right there. So this is the meat that we're gonna use today. I just have some pork butt, pork shoulder, same thing, and I cut them into these little chunks. This is about 12 pounds. And the size that we're gonna be cutting them down to is about this, maybe a little bit bigger. Depending on the rotisserie and the size that you have, you'll know exactly. If it's a bigger rotisserie, you can cut them into big chunks, big skirts about this big. Mine's a little bit smaller, it's a double. We'll show you later how we're gonna load up the rotisserie. But I'm gonna do 2 prongs of meat about this side. And what it is basically is you cut the meat down, you cut the pork down, the pork butt, down into little flaps like this. And what you're gonna do, I'm gonna use a knife, but for example, let's say this was the prong that you're gonna use for your rotisserie, you would just slide it down and just keep layering it and layering it and layering it. At the bottom, we're gonna put a pineapple at the top. I'm gonna show you guys how to do the marinade. So let's get into cutting. I'll show you guys exactly the size that I'm using for my rotisserie, and then start cooking. So this is what we're gonna do, really thin slices. This is about the size that I want for mine. If you have, like I said, if you have a bigger rotisserie, you can get bigger cuts out of it. But this is basically what you're gonna do. Little thin slices, about 1/4 inch thick, and we're just gonna keep stacking them after we marinate. So you're just gonna see how I got one here. You're gonna slide it onto your prong, like I said. Slide the other one, and you're just gonna keep stacking them until you have a nice little tower. So let me get these cut up, and then we'll get to the marinade, and we'll show you guys exactly how we're gonna marinate this. And before I end this little segment of cutting, I just want to give a happy birthday shout out to my late cousin, little Adrian Michael Sango. Titos, we miss you. Today would have been your 29th birthday. There you are, buddy. Love you, man. You're always missed, always in our hearts. This weekend we're gonna have a gathering, a family reunion in your honor. I can't wait, brother. Love you. God bless. So let's just get back to cutting. This is exactly what we want, man. Alright guys, we got all the meat, all this pork butt cut down to size. Got my little helper here, Farrah what?
There it is.
There it is. Woo-hoo. It's gonna help me make the marinade. Yeah, like I was saying, this is a perfect size for my rotisserie. If you have a larger rotisserie, it can hold more weight. You can make it a little bit bigger, but this is perfect for mine. So let's get the marinade ready to go. So we're gonna start off with 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. If you have regular vinegar, regular vinegar is fine. I had apple cider in the cupboard, so that's what I'm using. This is about a 1/2 cup of pineapple juice. Are we getting shots down here? Right. My wife is all shy too. And if you want to add these, what is that? Some oregano. It's about a 1/2 tablespoon. Tablespoon of granulated garlic. That is paprika. 1/2 tablespoon. Stack these up. New Mexico chili, going to add that, Farrah. 1/2 tablespoon. And comino, another 1/2 tablespoon. And this is a paste that actually makes that red adobo sauce, Achiote sauce. I believe I'm saying it right. If I'm saying it wrong, correct me in the comments down below. Achiote sauce or Achiote paste. So we're gonna add that. And this is gonna create this marinade is gonna create not quite of a paste. It's gonna be a little liquidy, not too liquidy, but enough liquid, enough thickness to hold to the meat. And then with here, I got a can, I believe it's a 20-ounce can of pineapple. And we're just gonna hit the pulse button a couple times and break it down. Puree. I'm gonna hit the puree button. Actually, let's do the pulse. nice sweet flavor. We got vinegar in there, we got chili flavors in there, and then the pineapple, the sweetness of the pineapple is gonna balance everything out, and it's gonna give a nice flavor to our carne de pastor, our pastor taco. So let's get a whisk. Whisk away. What do you think, Kurt? It's gonna be spicy? Yeah. Grab the salt there, grab the thing of salt so we can add some salt to the meat. Yeah. There we go. And before we add the paste, the chile adobo sauce, what you always want to do is you always want to salt the meat. Just get in here, kind of give it a little turn. A little bit more salt. You want to put it back for me? Salt's gonna bring out all the different flavors. Make sure that when we're doing this, we're breaking down all the chunks in here, because that paste, that achiote sauce, that achiote paste, if you don't break it down, it's just gonna clump up, and you're not gonna get the benefits, all the flavor that you're trying to get out of that paste. So break it down. Have to stick your hand in here and see if there's any chunks here. I got a couple chunks here. Alright, I've been whisking this for about a couple minutes here. It's starting to break down perfect. I don't know if you can see, it's not like real pasty or thick, but it's not watery. It's got some body to it so it can tug and stick to the meat a little bit. Now we're going to add this to our pork butt. Our slices that we had cut up and added. Let's see, this is a little bit at a time, and just get your hands in there. If you have gloves, you can use gloves. Try to get every inch, every centimeter of every meat touching with this adobo sauce. Try to get every inch, every centimeter, every piece of meat covered with this adobada sauce right here. I think I said adobo sauce earlier, excuse me, I meant adobada. But yeah, it's gonna give it a nice red tint color, and that's exactly what you want. You want to at least let it marinate for 24 hours in order to get it penetrated deep down into the tissues of the meat. To get your hands dirty. We're gonna cover this. We're gonna put it back in the refrigerator for 24 hours so that it can get that nice red thick color, and that it's gonna be all into the meat, so that when we cook it on the rotisserie, all that meat is penetrated, and you're gonna see it when it's done. When you slice it, you cut it, you put it in the tacos, it's gonna have that nice rich red color stuff. Plastic wrap right here. And we're just gonna cover it. Every time I always cook a marinade, if I'm not doing it in a Ziploc baggie and I'm doing it in a bowl, I like to push down my plastic wrap so that it's touching the meat. You do that so that you're trying to keep it away from the air as much as possible. And as you push down on the pressure, the marinade rises up so that it hits every inch, every centimeter of the meat. Cover it like that. So, yesterday I marinated one. We're gonna put this one. This one I'm gonna cook on Saturday with the family. We're having a little gathering, so they're gonna get a nice, pleasant surprise. And the one that we're doing today, had this marinated for 24 hours. I don't know if you can see. Alright guys, now that we got our pork nice and sliced up and we have the marinade ready, we have it sitting in the fridge, it's time for the breakout time. And I'm going to share the word of God with you in Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. And the word reads, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow you." When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flames scorch you. Man, he's telling us that he's going to be protecting us, right? You see, Israel, they had their trials, and we have our trials as well. Trials, they're inevitable. They're going to come, right, in all shapes and different kinds of forms. But the word doesn't say if you pass through waters. It says when you pass through the waters, right? The word doesn't say when you walk on luxurious padded carpet, I will be with you. No, it says God will be with us in the toughest of circumstances, in the hardest times, right? Trials are varied. Sometimes we face waters. Sometimes we face rivers. Sometimes we face fire. Floods overwhelm, fire consumes. But when we put our trust in the Lord, we will not drown. We will not be consumed. So put your trust in the Lord, and He is going to protect you. God bless you guys. All right, let's get back. Let's get these skewers made up. Let's get the fire going, and just get this food cracking. Okay, so we got this been marinating for 24 hours. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut up our pineapple. We're going to stick it on the skewer, line it up nice and tight. So let's get our pineapple. Take a look at the meat. Looks delicious. Ooh, smells so good. All right, so we got a nice pineapple. You want to pick a pineapple that's a little green, little yellow. I know it's hard to pick one, so let's take the end off. If you want to save this for a little platter, fruit platter, you can do that. Begin to just take the crust off. Take the skin off, best that you can. Get all these pieces, throw them away. Get little pieces and those little skins, cut it off. So what we're gonna do is, so the first thing that's gonna go on is gonna be the pineapple, right? So we gotta get not a huge chunk, but a good chunk that's gonna be like the stopper. We'll put it at the end, and we're gonna put another chunk at the end. So we need 4, right? Let's do this. Just cutting little ring off. Do the same thing again. Put this to the side. We'll save that, and then we'll just cut it right in half. So you have 2, 1 for 1. Another 2, 4 pieces, right? So let's begin to layer this. First thing we're gonna do, get the skewer, stick it all the way down to the end. Let's do the same thing to the other one. Be careful, if you have something like this, it's a little sharp. Don't cut yourself. Like that. And then these 2 pieces are gonna go at the end. We're gonna fill the middle with the meat, with the pork, the adobada, and then these are gonna go at the end and top it off, okay? So let's start layering. So I got, let's see here, we'll just begin to start layering little by little. Just go all the way down, okay? See how we're beginning to just layer. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. Look at that. Beautiful, nice presentation, nice and layered. We got the pineapple on the bottom and the top. Next step is to go check the fire. We're gonna check the fire, see if it's ready to get on there. And we're gonna put this on the rotisserie. And we're gonna eat good tonight. All right, so now this is the first time we're filming in the backyard. I've been wanting to use this fire pit to get some kind of video going. But look, check this out. This is called a concha. So those prawns that I had the meat on, the pastor, we're gonna go right into here. We're gonna put it down a little bit lower to see if we can get it down. We're gonna put it down probably about right there. We're gonna hook it up, and this is just gonna rotate right over the fire. Look at the fire. The fire is looking beautiful. We're about probably 10 minutes away. We're gonna start rotisserie over the open fire, campfire. So whenever you're out camping and you wanna do something like this, invest in one of these. It's called a concha. Let's see. Hey, can you get this tape right here? K-A-N-K-A, concha. To order this online, I got this on Amazon, but check them out. Very nice to have, especially if you do a lot of camping, a lot of open outside cooking. This thing is excellent. So about 10 minutes away, let's go inside, get the meat, bring it out, cook it up, hook up the battery to this, and we're gonna get rotisserie out here outside in Imperial Valley, out here before it gets hot in the summer, but it's beautiful. Love you guys. Alrighty guys, it's time to hook up these beautiful prawns right here. All we do is slide them in, give it a little twist, and we're just gonna hook this up. Helper wants to come in. Hey, Rita. Hey, the helper, she's in the training. She's coming up. There we go. This is the first time I'm actually doing this. I think it's going to take about maybe 2 hours. But we'll keep checking every half hour, give you guys some updates, and we'll go from there. Say hi, guys.
Hi. Hi. This is Emmy. Yeah.
Looking real good. It's been going on for about 35-40 minutes. Beautiful color. Fire's a little low, but it's still hot. I'm gonna add a little bit more mesquite just to get the temperature high, get a little bit of flame on it. But that's exactly what you're looking for right there. You want that white coal, transparent smoke. You do not want white smoke. You want that blue, transparent color smoke. So that gives it a nice, clean, smoky rotisserie flavor. Oh, it's looking so good. Can't wait to try this. Hopefully in about an hour and a half it should be done. All right, we'll check back in about another half hour. All right, guys, look at this. It's been about an hour and a half. We're close. I think we're about 45 minutes away just by looking at it, but you know, we want to hit a temperature of 165, 170 degrees. So let's get a little temperature check. I want to check that one because that's the fat one. So let's turn this off. Turn this off for a second. Let's see what we got here. Let's see where it gets to. Can we get a shot on this, babe? That's going up to about 130. We're still I think about 45 minutes away. So let's just keep it going. I just wanted to show you guys a temperature check. Anytime you're cooking with pork, you want to hit 165, 170. And man, this is cooking very nice. You can see a nice little char, little crust that's forming on the outside. The outside's cooked, but we want to get the inside temperature to about 165, 170. So yeah, I think another 45 minutes and we're good to go. Let's get this back on. Get this cooking, and there it is. All right, fam, it's been about 2 hours and 43 minutes. It's looking really good. This one's a little bit smaller than that one. We hit about 260 degrees. We're about 5 or 10 degrees short of where we want to be. We're gonna pull it off because it's still gonna continue to cook. We're gonna slice it up, put it in a nice corn tortilla with some salsa, some guacamole. Tú sabes. All right, guys, let's taste it. All right, guys, the pastor is ready. We're at 165 degrees. We took it off at 160. It is ready to be shredded. Look at this beautiful rotisserie flavored pork with the pineapple. It's gonna give it a beautiful flavor. So let's get this off. See if we can cut this Brazilian style. We start from the top, cut down. Exactly what you want right there. Rotate it. Turn it on. All right, we took a little bit of the meat off, the pork, the pastor, trompo, adobado. So let's get a little bit. This is how we do it. Just get your tortilla. Get you a nice little chunk. We got some flavor right here. We're gonna do aguacate, a little bit of salsa, cilantro and onions, a little bit of pineapple. You gotta have the lime. Alright, taste test. I might burn my mouth here. Ready? That is so good. Oh my god, guys, thank you for tuning in. This food is amazing. We took the time, we did the rotisserie, we cooked it over some open fire. I hope you guys did the same. Thank you guys for tuning in. Ooh, beautiful.